Hey there everyone, Erron Spalsbury here at 3X Logic. Today I'm going to be walking you through how to build an exception inside of our VPOS, or better known as the VIGIL Point of Sale system, that has a DVR tied back into a register system, either single or multiple registers. So over here off to the left, go ahead and go under VPOS and expand this out. The second one down is going to be exceptions, and when you open this window, you're going to see I already have a couple of these loaded here. I can click on any one of these and actually edit these at any point in time that I want. So feel free to play around with this, edit some, see how they show up. Is it what you want? Change that criteria around and whatnot. Very easy to be able to modify these as you go. I also do have a couple of other things I can do inside of here. I could run a report directly against this one. I could even import somebody else's that maybe has set these up that you want to bring into the system, or even export yours out, or even look at recent case activity in terms of what have I done inside the system? Have I seen these events? Did I watch the video? Did I acknowledge these events? So lots of really neat stuff that you have right here inside of this window. For today's purpose, I really want to dive into how to add one of these, so I'll go ahead and click the Add button. Now up here at the top, you do want to put in a description. What is this exception going to be, basically based around? Do I want this to be something like a sale over $200, something along that line? Just whatever is going to work for you in terms of what that exception is and how you can reference that particular exception. Now down here below, all of this information inside the primary item window, the more you put in here, the more strict the exception is going to be. For instance, if I were to come over here and just say, hey, I want to see anytime there is a no sale, all I have to do is put that in there. It's any price, any quantity, any item. I have nothing in there. It's going to search across the board. Or if perhaps I wanted to see a no sale on something like gas, I would put that in the item field. Now keep in mind, this is very strict to how it goes back to what your system outputs. For instance, is it case sensitive? Is it not case sensitive? If you turn off the case sensitivity, or leave it off, I should say, it's going to look for gas in either uppercase or lowercase letters. But if your system does require it to be just simply lowercase, obviously turn this on or off. Try it out, because all registers are different in terms of how that information is output. Down here below, I've also got all of my Boolean searches for value. Do I want greater than, less than, or even maybe between $2 amounts? I can look for it that way as well. Same thing as quantity goes, greater than, less than, equal to, and I can set up all of this for any of that criteria that I'm looking for. Now, if I did have a particular register that I'm looking for, perhaps register number 3, I would put that in here. If I leave it blank, it's going to look across all of the registers. Same thing with connection and cashier. If I said, hey, I'm only looking for when Mike does this, or perhaps his employee number, depending on how your system outputs that information, you would want to put that in these fields here. You even have a one-click button for void followed by no sale. That's so common that we actually make that just simply a checkbox that you can turn that off. Do we want to display this in our reports of our predefined exception list? Well, yes, I want to be able to see this. You can turn that on or off. This is usually a nice way of being able to kind of hide one. If you did want to hide one in here, you could actually turn that off. You know it exists. You can search for it, but they wouldn't see it inside of the list. Filtering method gives us the option of either being able to do or and. Perhaps I want to have all of this information up here at the top, as well as a secondary item, either in the same transaction or in the next transaction. This is nice for things like, hey, something was purchased in the next transaction, it was then voided and then resold at a discount, or whatever the case may be. This allows you to be able to create that inside of here. The event time frame down below is either always, do I want this rule active all the time, or just simply between two particular times. Maybe I'm looking for it on a specific shift. That allows us to set up that customization in here. Does this trigger a VIGIL server alarm? Well, that would give us that nice little ellipsis that we have inside of our timeline, that I can go back and visually see how many times this exception happened inside of our timeline search, which I usually turn that on because that is nice to be able to see that just simply at a glance. So you can actually see that and even go back and search through it through the alarm window. So that's really kind of a nice little function to have inside of here as well. The video analytics filter, this allows us to tie this back into our video analytics For instance, if I said, hey, I'm looking for a void followed by a no sale, however, only when someone is not present on the other side of the counter. So lots of things that we can turn on inside of here, but be aware, you do have to have one of our video analytics cameras to be able to trigger this particular alarm here. Now, let's say we've got all of this information set up and I want to see a daily, a weekly report of all of these exceptions that are being generated at my retail location. Come over here to scheduled email alerts and turn on scheduled email alerts. Do I want this to be plain text or do I want it to be in HTML? I probably want it to be in HTML so it's a nice clean format in my email. But also, I don't want this to happen every single minute. Maybe I want this every 2 days or 2 weeks, whatever the case may be. Like for instance, if I said, hey, you know what? I want this every 2 weeks, but I only want to get it on Sunday at noon. But I also don't want to have this exception unless it's done more than 5 times in the span of 2 weeks. And then of course, you're going to come down here, hit add, put in the email address so that it can actually email out this information. This is a really unique tool that we have inside of our client software that allows you to receive these reports, come back in here, go through the events window, watch the transactions, see the video live, see the playback of it and the exceptions as they scroll by in real time. But guys, just wanted to give you kind of a brief overview on how to set up these exceptions inside of our system and ultimately some of the alerting capabilities that we have. But guys, thanks for watching this video. If you do like these, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. But guys, we'll see you on the next video.